The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Welcome back, my dear children. So, the ultimate purpose of our life is to be happy, isn't it? So, grab all the opportunities you get and make maximum use of it, or else you will repent that you didn't take those chances. Because life is too short, isn't it? All the living beings on earth, they have a very short span of life. If there is a beginning, there is an end too. But my dear children, do you know that of all the 118 elements in the periodic table, one element exists in our body even after our death? Do you know which element is that? Yes, it is carbon. Carbon plays a very significant role in the evolution of life. So in today's last chapter of chemistry syllabus, we are going to study about the world of carbon. Shall we move into a chapter? The element carbon can be seen in our day-to-day life in almost all the substances we use. Your pen, shirt, cloth, uniform, table, chair, everything contains carbon. Carbon is also seen as a residue when you burn something. If you are burning a paper, when a wood is burned, something when you burn, you get a black residue. That contains carbon. And the black smoke which goes out when you burn something, that is also carbon. So carbon is seen in almost all the substances we use in our day-to-day life. The PVC pipes, the fan, the fiber made, all substances which we use in our life, all these are completely made up of carbon. So carbon is an element which cannot be avoided in our life. So shall we see some properties of carbon? It's given in your textbook. Hold a pencil. We will write as I say. The symbol of carbon is C. Atomic number is, yes, 6. Electronic configuration is 2, 4. The number of electrons in the outermost shell is 4. So the valency is definitely 4. Because valency is the number of electrons in the outermost shell. Till 4. Isn't it? Hope you remember all these. Is it a metal or non-metal? Definitely it's a non-metal. So these are some of the basic properties of carbon. Now we will move to allotropes of carbon. What do you mean by allotropes? So what are allotropes, children? Yes, allotropes is a very important term. You have learnt about isotopes. What are isotopes? Isotopes are elements having same physical properties but different chemical properties. Isn't it? We have learnt about the isotopes of hydrogen. What are the isotopes of hydrogen? Protium, deuterium, tritium. I hope you remember all these. All these elements are isotopes of hydrogen. They have different chemical properties but same physical properties, isn't it? So how about allotropes? Yes, we have allotropes of carbon. Allotropes are elements with same chemical properties but different physical properties. Okay, so allotropes have different physical properties but their chemical properties are all same. Now we are going to study about the allotropes of carbon. What are the allotropes of carbon? We will see. See, again there is a classification. Allotropes of carbon can be classified as crystalline and non-crystalline. What do you mean by crystalline? They will be looking like crystals, crystal shape. Okay. So what are the different crystalline allotropes of carbon? Diamond, graphite, fullerene and graphene. These are the different crystalline allotropes of carbon. Okay. So what are the non-crystalline allotropes of carbon? They are amorphous carbon. Many are there, but here we are studying only amorphous carbon. So what all categories will come under amorphous carbon? Coke, coal, kalkari, charcoal, bone charcoal. Okay. So all these are amorphous carbon. They are not crystalline. They are not crystalline. Okay. Now we will move into the crystalline allotropes of carbon. In your textbook, diamond and graphite are given more importance. We will study about that. The first allotrope of carbon is diamond. I hope you are all familiar with this allotrope of carbon. Diamond is very hard. It is shining material, the most hardest substance on earth. It is used for cutting glasses. Many properties there. We will read one by one. See, these are the characteristics of diamond. Very hard. It is transparent. It is not a conductor of electricity. It has high thermal conductivity. So that is the main property which is used to identify fake diamonds. ഒരു diamond നമ്മൾ fake ആണോ original diamond ആണോ എന്നുള്ളത് how to detect that? നല്ലപോലെ ചൂടാക്കിയാൽ if it is a fake diamond it will melt or some sort of damage will be there. But if it is an original diamond, nothing will happen to it. So because it has high thermal conductivity, high refractive index is there, which it's a property you will be studying in physics. Okay. And what are the uses of diamond? It is used to make ornaments, and diamond is the material which is used to cut glass. Glass is very hard. So using diamond we will cut the glass. Okay. So now we will see some more important characteristics of diamond. Children, in your textbook in figure 7.1, look at the figure 7.1. Yes. So this is the structure of diamond. What can you see in that structure? You can see each ball is carbon there. Okay. Each ball shown there it signifies a carbon. So carbon is linked by covalent bonds. So carbon is linked here with covalent bonds. See, with 4 other carbon atoms surrounding it. So you take one carbon and you count, it is connected with 4 other carbon atoms which is covalently bonded. Okay. So here, since all these carbon atoms are covalently bonded, there will be no free electrons. Because of the absence of free electrons, diamond does not conduct electricity. Yes, you are aware that electricity is just flow of electrons. Since there are no free electrons in this covalently bonded diamond, diamond does not conduct electricity. Okay, so these are the important characteristics of one of the allotrope of carbon, that is diamond. Now we will see the second allotrope, that is graphite. See, graphite, the characteristics are given in your textbook. You can read soft and slippery. It is grey in color. It is a good conductor of electricity. How does it conduct electricity? We will see the difference. Okay. And it is non-volatile. Well, non-volatile means it doesn't evaporate. Okay. Some of the uses of graphite are also given. It is used to make pencil lead. Okay. It is used to make electrodes of dry cells. Dry cell is a type of battery. In that battery, graphite is used as an electrode. So it is also used as a very good solid lubricant. Lubricant means, grease is a lubricant. in order to avoid friction, we use lubricant. So here, graphite is used as a lubricant, but it is a solid lubricant. Okay. So with these uses, you can find out the characteristics of graphite that make it useful for these purposes. Now you can see soft and slippery. With these characteristics, what is the use of graphite? It is used as pencil, grey in color for in pencils, conductor of electricity, that is why it is used in electrodes, non-volatile, because it is non-volatile, it is used as a solid lubricant. So you can write down in the textbook itself. The uses and characteristics can be easily connected. Shall I say once more? The first characteristics is soft and slippery, and the second one is grey in color. Because of these two characteristics of graphite, we use it in pencils. Okay? Conductor of electricity. Yes, because it conducts electricity, we use graphite rods in dry cells. Okay? And the third characteristic, non-volatile. Since it is non-volatile, it is used as a solid lubricant. Okay? So characteristics and uses can be connected well. Now look at the structure of graphite. See in figure 7.2. The structure is quite different from that of diamond, isn't it? So what is the peculiarity? In graphite, each carbon atom is covalently bonded with 3 other carbon atoms. You can look into the picture. One carbon is connected to 3 other carbon atoms. So, and it forms a sheet-like structure also. You can see sheet-like structures. These sheets or layers stacked one above the other help to form the structure. And each layer is made up of hexagons. You can see the picture. Each layer contains a lot of hexagons. And there is no covalent bonding between these layers. Of course, each carbon is connected to 3 other carbons by a covalent bond. But it forms a sheet. But these sheets are not connected by covalent bonds. So obviously there is a free electron there. And these layers are held together by weak van der Waals forces. And that force is called van der Waals forces. What is van der Waals forces? All these we will be learning in higher class. Okay? But the force is very weak there. Anytime that weak bond can be broken, and there will be free electron. So hence one layer can slide over the other. The presence of free electrons which are not involved in covalent bonding helps in making graphite a good conductor of electricity. So what are the things we learnt about graphite? The structure of graphite is quite different. Hexagonal structure is there, but one carbon is connected to 3 other carbon, and sheet-like structures are formed. These sheets are connected by weak van der Waals forces, and because of these weak van der Waals forces, when you apply heat or any other sort of force, the bond can break and it will give out free electrons. And because of these free electrons, graphite conducts electricity. Okay, so this is the difference between diamond and graphite. We are studying only 2 allotropes, that is diamond and graphite. Okay, yes, they are given a short note about Fuller in India textbook. You can see the structure also. Okay, so you can read that. So children, in today's class we discussed about the significance of carbon, isn't it? The importance of carbon in our life, and we studied what are allotropes of carbon and what are the different allotropes of carbon. We also studied in brief about the 2 allotropes, diamond and graphite. So children, I hope this part was clear for you. We will continue our next session in the coming video. Bye, take care.